Tim, if you want them in.
I'm happy to.
Thank you.
Sergeant Honors.
Former doorman, so.
I'm ready to begin. So, good morning and welcome to the June 22nd meeting of the Town of Bethlehem Industrial Development Agency. During June, July, and August of each year, we meet on the fourth Wednesday of each month, and beginning in September, we'll return to meeting on Fridays. All of our meetings will continue to be in person here at Town Hall, and the meetings are always open to the public. We are being recorded and invite the public also to watch the recordings on our website. Our first order of business is a call to order and roll call to confirm that we have a quorum. Before I take the roll call, I do want to mention that our colleague Jared Fink has resigned from the board, and I am happy to report that it's for business reasons. There's a lot of demand for his time at Fink Enterprise, and this is always good news for business in the town of Bethlehem. But we certainly wish him well and will miss his presence and his perspective on the board. We therefore have two vacancies on the board, and our town board, who has appointing power, continues to evaluate candidates to seat on the board, and they will be letting us know when they've made decisions. So I will now call the names of each of our members alphabetically, beginning Chris Bubb.
Here.
Dave Cadera.
Here.
Dick Cotlow.
Here.
Tim Minicha.
Here.
And myself, Victoria Storrs. I confirm that we have a quorum and call this meeting to order at, it looks like 8:02 a.m. Also with us this morning, our Executive Director and Agency Counsel, Kate Hedgeman, our Special Counsel, Joe Scott with Hodgson Russ, and also Debbie, paralegal with the Hedgeman Law Firm, who works with Kate. Thank you all for being here this morning. Oh, I'm so used to seeing Al. Thank you, Tim. Al Michaels, our treasurer, thank you, and John Taylor, the senior economic developer with the town of Bethlehem. I apologize for taking you both for granted, especially John, you've only been with the town for 6 months. The next order of business is approval of the minutes of our regular meeting of March 25th, 2022. Are there any questions or amendments about the minutes? Okay, hearing no amendments or questions, do we have a motion to approve the minutes of March 25th?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Any abstentions or noes? All right, thank you. The motion passes to approve the minutes. The next order of business is reports of committees. The Finance Committee is planning to meet in July. As always, we invite all members of the board and all members of the public to attend. We will be reviewing our 2022 budget midway through the year in light of anticipated closings and fee revenue, and beginning some longer term planning for the IDA now that we've been more active with projects. Are there any questions or suggestions for agenda items for the Finance Committee here? You may always send an email to us as well.
That date's been set. July 1st.
I'm just waiting for Tim to confirm.
Tim can confirm.
Okay, July 1st, 8 a.m.
Okay.
Right here.
Yes.
Terrific. We will also, because of the OWL system, be able to fulfill our obligation to record and post the committee meetings. All right, next on the agenda is communications. I'll turn this over to Kate.
Sure. You didn't want to talk about the composition of committees. That was a discussion item.
Yeah, I will be happy to do that.
Okay.
One of the things that Kate and I have talked about is increasing the number of members on each of our committees. We've typically had 3. We would like to move to 4, and we can provide more information about how frequency committees meet. Audit, for example, only meets a couple of times a year in the winter. Finance committee and often governance can meet more frequently. And especially as we are still in a situation where COVID restrictions can make someone unable to attend at the very last minute, that would bring a committee meeting down to 2 people. And that's just not something I feel is good policy for this organization. Therefore, what we would like to do is invite members to join, to bring us up to 4 on the committees, so that even if we have a sudden absence, we can continue our business. So we have audit, finance, and governance committees.
Audit, finance, government. Yeah, right now that's it. Yeah.
Yes, we are continuing to work on how a project committee would function and how that would be proposed. And I know the governance is working on that as well. So the message this morning is think about switching committees or adding one. Consider your schedules. Feel free to ask me, Kate, or anyone else questions about what a committee does if you haven't been on it. And be in touch with us. What I'd like to have at the next meeting is a discussion reconfirming the membership of all 3 committees going forward, with 4 people assigned to each. But as I said, we will work with you to make sure that people with time constraints are not involved in 2 committees that meet frequently.
If we have 4 people on a committee, then 2 people can have a conversation, not be quorum.
No, you need 3 out of 4 for.
No,
Oh.
can have a conversation, not be construed a quorum.
Not official business.
Official business, 2 people can talk
Right.
and strategize without having like technically a meeting.
Yeah.
That's good.
We touched base with David Van Leuven yesterday about the appointments, and none have been made yet, but we're hoping soon. All the interviews have been conducted. There was a good 6 or 7, yes, at least 6 that were interviewed, I think. So the town board has not yet made their decision. They got sort of sidetracked with some other things. So hopefully, maybe by next month, we'll have at least 1, if not 2 more board members. So that'll make the committees easier as well.
That would be very welcome.
This is Carrie from my office. She's one of my associate attorneys. So just in case you were wondering.
Apologies for being late, everyone.
Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you.
Anything else on committees? Any questions, suggestions, or discussion?
I will be reaching out to schedule a governance committee meeting
Okay.
because we need to address a bunch of different things, which I'll talk about in a little bit too. But other than that, that's it.
Now I'll turn it back over to Kate for
Okay.
communications.
As you know, I think it was at the March or April meeting, we discussed a letter we received from the ABO regarding the website. So I just wanted to bring you up to speed. John and I have been very busy trying to scramble and get some things taken care of. And one of the things the ABO really was not too happy with was the fact that all of our information was on the town website and not on our website. So John and I met and we began the transfer of that information to our website. Mostly the videos of the meetings and the agenda and the minutes were on the town's website. So we moved them to the best that we can so far to the new website. In addition to that, there was a bunch of project information missing, which was crucial. And there's been several pieces of correspondence back and forth between myself and the ABO, asking for an extension of time to get everything together and to post it because we were waiting on, I was waiting on files from the town as well. And so part of what I hope governance will address as well is now we have to maintain our own documents, how we're going to do that, where we're going to do that, because it will no longer be maintained by the town. We're on our own out here. So we're going to discuss some solutions with regard to that. I'm going to work to get some project information up on the website. Really just the active projects is all that's needed at this point. And because I am still relatively new to this IDA, there might even be some projects that are on the website that may have even timed out. So I have to look at the dates just on those projects and see if any can be removed. We do have paper files that are upstairs that were moved upstairs, and I have to look. There's a bunch of DVDs from Hutch and Russ. So I think they're relatively old though, like 2005, 6, 7 instead of recent things. So I have to look and see. There might be some documents there for the projects. But you know, I'm working really hard to update our website to the best of our ability right now until we find a better solution, you know, how to do this. Mostly because the ABO pretty much has said, you need to do this ASAP. So, you know, that was an issue. And it's a little bit, at the back end of our website is a little bit clunky right now, to say the very least. John and I would post something and then it wouldn't be there. Like, what is going on? And it's the same thing with posting the agenda. It's awfully hard to, if there's a change, you know, once we issue it and we post it, if there's a change, sometimes it's hard to pull that off and repost it because we, you know, we're all running around doing other things. So it's been a little crazy. And of course, you know, I appreciate your patience. Hopefully next month we'll get this where it needs to be. But, you know, a bigger discussion has to be had about the document retention, the website as well. John, if you want to talk a little bit about, because it fits in this discussion, a new website.
Yes, I mean, Kate and I have talked a little bit about, you know, she mentioned the challenges with the back end of the website. You know, one thing that I've been looking at as I started here is doing an update to the website. Right? I think we can refresh it a little bit. You know, add some you know, some more, you know, kind of modern branding there, have a more modern feel, more easy to use back end of the website. The nice thing is that, you know, kind of where the market is now, there are several different tools out there that I actually can do a lot of this in-house. I was part of the website development team at my last organization, you know, kind of developing the, you know, kind of that branded economic development website for Delaware. So I think that we've, you know, I've started to just kind of look at, you know, some of the options out there, begun to mock some things up. But the nice thing too is that the cost to do that is, you know, it's basically $150 a year for kind of the full package of, you know, domain, you know, hosting, all the, you know, the design elements. And again, it's something that we can do in-house, and it would be very easy to use for Kate, for myself, for all of us. So again, something that, you know, we'd like to you know, look into a little bit more and talk through, but I think would be a good kind of next step for the IDA and thinking, you know, broadly about economic development in Bethlehem. So
We also now have a YouTube channel.
we do.
Oh,
We do.
It was, John came up with it actually. It was the best way to take the videos that were on the town website and bring them over and use them and connect them to our current website. And that's another example of being clunky. You couldn't actually load the live link, right? You could post it so that you can copy and paste it, but you can't give it a live link to just click on it and connect. So more work to follow on that, but it's been tricky because there's so many documents, as you can imagine, that the town just said, you know, here's the memory stick. So we're still trying to get our bearings on that. So I'm going to work very hard over the next week or two to try to get the project information up on the website, because that's really sort of the last piece. There was some financial documents, but I was able to post those. There's a couple other things I'll discuss in governance that we just haven't done in a while. So we need to do those things too, so.
I think the ABO has issued guidance on record retention.
Oh, yeah.
There should be, yeah.
And the state has too. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
have to hold the minutes for a certain period of
Yes,
time.
yes,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
Contracts, so there's a lot of
But
material. out
you
there.
have to follow it.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
That's been the
Yeah,
issue.
I understand.
So that's, and because it wasn't exactly being done how it really should have, now we have to make it do it like it should. So there's, a learning curve there to figure out how we sort of on our own over here now are going to be able to do that. So I'm confident we can. We do it in Cohoes, we do it, in Albany County. So, okay, so that's the end of the website report. The next agenda item was just housekeeping. As you can see, we're in room 101. We will be here for the duration for our regular meetings and for our committee meetings. But when we call a committee meeting, we'll have to check with John too, because we don't have them regularly scheduled yet to make sure that, we can meet here. We did procure the owl, as you know, to record and live stream our meetings. What else am I forgetting? I think that was it. No. Project updates. I know John had reached out to me about Burt Crane, and I connected those folks and their attorney with Joe Scott. I think they're just beginning their project. They're not quite ready yet to do the pilot. Is that?
But they're close.
Okay.
Things are finally starting to heat up.
Okay.
Yes.
The Port of Albany, we were trying to get that closed. Was it next week or this week?
Actually, this week.
Bob McLaughlin was not available on the 23rd, so Joe and I are still trying to get a date, I think, right, for that?
Can we go back to Bert?
Oh, sure.
Are they gonna need an extension? I mean, if they're starting now, doesn't it expire in like 7-8 months or?
No, they've technically started the construction. So,
But what about the end date? What's the end date once we get, is there a time that they have to have the project completed by? I'm in favor of an extension. I just don't
Right.
want to be caught short if we need to get one.
I'll double check that, make sure that we're all set.
Yeah,
Because I don't remember the date. This is.
I think we had a thing the other day April was the date, or it's in the minutes, but I don't know what the end date of completion would be. If we don't need it, that's wonderful, but if we do need it, maybe we should.
We'll look at it. Very good. Yep, great.
Thank you.
So the port, we're hoping to get closed this month. We don't have a date just yet. The attorneys are trying to get that on the schedule.
They made the paper this one.
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
Evidently, somebody's upset about them clear cutting the island trees without permission from the
The
feds.
feds, yeah. It's
Oh.
coordinating multiple entities, multiple state entities, multiple federal entities. You got Schumer's office. But we're working on a
They're
solution.
down, so it'll work itself out.
We hope so.
Yes, okay.
What's $29 million, right?
Did you see that?
You know, I confess I went straight to the comics this morning. I will look at it when I go home.
It's one of those days.
All right, so we have the report of the economic developer.
A couple of things to just to run through. So just kind of a project pipeline update. I mean, obviously no new projects on the agenda today. We've had several conversations with developers looking at industrial projects. Primarily in River Road, Kriegel Road, Hamilton Lane areas. A few inquiries through Empire State Development we've responded to, a few inquiries from brokers on behalf of clients. So I think we've had some good movement since our last meeting of, again, just engaging with those different stakeholders and, again, just working to grow that pipeline. I think, as